In the heart of a quiet Ohio town, as dawn crept across frosted rooftops and sleepy streets, an old man named Jack Turner began his daily ritual. Jack was a veteran, his years and stories etched into the lines of his weathered face. Each morning, regardless of the season or the sky's temperament, Jack would make his way to the town square. The townsfolk had grown used to the sight. His steady gait, his gentle nod to neighbors, the way his hand would hover over his heart as he approached the library steps. This was not an errand of convenience, nor a duty assigned. It was an act of devotion. Jack came to raise the flag. A piece of cloth, yes, but to him, much more. It fluttered in the breeze above the library, its colors vivid against the sky, a silent sentinel watching over the town. Some mornings, the sun painted it gold. Others, rain dampened its stripes, but it always stood, resilient, as if echoing Jack's quiet persistence. Then, one winter morning, everything changed. The storm had come in the night, howling and fierce, rattling windows and bending trees to its will. When the town awoke, they found the flagpole snapped clean, lying in defeat. The flag, torn and muddied, was sprawled on the frozen ground, a casualty of wind and weather. People passed by, shaking their heads. "Someone from the city will fix it," they muttered. The flag, they said, belonged to the government. Surely it was not their concern. Days grew cold and weeks stretched long. Snow fell, covering the remnants in a soft hush. Life returned to its rhythms, but the empty pole cast a shadow over the square, and the absence of the flag was felt in ways words could not express. Children hurried past, their parents in tow, eyes averted. The flag had always been there, and now its absence was a silent ache. But Jack could not let it be. One snowy afternoon, when the town was quiet and the air sharp with winter's bite, he appeared on the square, toolbox in hand. His steps were slower now, his hands trembling with age. Yet determination burned in his eyes, a resolve born from years of service and sacrifice. He knelt by the broken pole, fingers numb, and began his work. Hammering, welding, mending, each movement a testament to grit. The wind stung his face, his breath forming clouds in the cold air. Blood welled on his palms, but he did not stop. For Jack, this was not just about fixing a flagpole. It was about restoring something deeper, a sense of belonging, a thread of continuity that bound him to this place and its people. Hours passed. The sky shifted from gray to pale blue as the storm's memory faded. Jack worked on, oblivious to the growing crowd. People gathered, drawn by the sight of one man against the elements, refusing to let go. Whispered voices wondered, "Why does he care so much?" Finally, as the afternoon light broke through the clouds, Jack stood back. The flag rose again, battered but defiant, catching the wind with a stubborn pride. Its edges were frayed, its colors dulled, yet it flew, as it always had, a symbol of endurance. A hush fell over the square. From the crowd, a little boy stepped forward, curiosity shining in his eyes. "Sir, why did you fix it all by yourself?" he asked, voice small but clear. Jack looked at him, a smile creasing his face. He knelt to meet the boy's gaze, his answer simple. "Because this flag doesn't just belong to the government. It belongs to us. And if you ever stop caring for what's yours, you stop being free." The words hung in the air, echoing in hearts and minds. Applause broke out, hesitant at first, then swelling into a chorus of gratitude. The mayor arrived, offering money and thanks, but Jack declined with a quiet shake of his head. "Some things," he said, "are worth more than money." That night, as the town settled into sleep, something shifted. People reflected on what they had witnessed, not just the repair of a flagpole, but the restoration of something precious. Jack's gesture was a reminder that freedom was not a gift handed down from distant authorities, but a responsibility owned by each person. It lived in small acts, quiet choices, and the willingness to care, even when no one else did. The next morning, A surprise awaited Jack. There beside his repaired flagpole fluttered a new flag, its colors bold, its fabric crisp. No one claimed credit, but everyone understood the message. The two flags flew together, old and new, side by side in the wind. One bore the scars of time and struggle, the other the promise of renewal. Together they spoke of continuity, a bridge between past and future, memory and hope. From that day forward, the town's relationship with the flag changed. People no longer saw it as a distant emblem of politics or bureaucracy. Instead, it became a living reminder of their shared story, a symbol of the freedom that endured because ordinary people chose to care. Children asked questions, parents shared stories, and the flag's presence grew richer in meaning. Jack continued his morning walk, though now he was joined by others. Some came to help, others simply to stand in quiet respect. The flag became a gathering point, a place where gratitude and responsibility met. Its flutter in the wind was no longer taken for granted. It was cherished, tended to, and honored. In time, the story of the man who fixed the flag became legend, a tale told in classrooms, whispered in homes, recounted at town gatherings. Jack's simple act resonated far beyond the square, inspiring others to look after what mattered, to take ownership of their freedom, to remember that the spirit of a nation rests in the hands of its people. And so, in a small town in Ohio, beneath the watchful eye of two flags waving together, the meaning of freedom found new life. Not as something distant or abstract, but as a living bond, woven through care, courage, and the quiet conviction of one man who refused to walk away. The legacy of Jack Turner lingered, an enduring reminder that, in the end, freedom survives not because it is protected by laws or guarded by authorities, but because it is cherished in the hearts of those who choose, day after day, to make it their own.